Phantom Sounds Production. What up, sound?
Hello, everybody. See those juice boxes, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. The Red Room is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by following the link in my profile and by following the link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, we talked about standard versus preference, but this week we're going to discuss tagged with this week's topic, Surviving Tag, the Streamer's Survival Guide. Tonight in the Red Room, we have an all-star cast. We have G-Way No Way, Wancho Number, Blue, and Midnight Voice. Let's find out what this week's panel thinks. Go ahead, if you are on the show, request that box, and then we will get started.
Yo.
I can hear you. Good.
What up, what up, what up?
Anyone else who requests the box, you will not be let in. This is a featured show, y'all. It's a featured show. If you have any questions at the end, we can talk about that later. Okay.
Let me put it on.
What up? What up?
What's going down, people?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Room, y'all. I appreciate all y'all for being here. But as always, we are polite here in the Red Room, so we let ladies go first. So, Miss Blue, go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what you got going on the app. And then we'll move on to the gentlemen.
So I'm GQ, OG Blue. Y'all can pretty much catch me anywhere y'all see the Gold Crown. These are all my people, so anywhere you see them, you'll see me. I don't have a streaming schedule. Well, I take that back. I usually stream in the morning from about 7 a.m. Central, so 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. So y'all tap in and survive.
I'm Juancho. You can find me every Saturday for Pour It On at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find me on Sundays for Soul Food Sundays with Gin and Juice at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me also on Tuesdays for Game Night. We do emoji charades, trivia, and riddles. And I think that's it.
You think? No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot.
You think?
Midnight, my boy.
Well, it's your boy Midnight. But catch me when you catch me. I don't stream like that, but I will be in the process of doing so soon. But you can catch me in this man's lap pretty often. So until then, see you when I see you.
So, and if you don't know me, you can get to know me as your co-host, G-Way No Way. You can catch me here every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me on Last on the Throne with Florida's finest. Hood Fuel will be back soon now that all my contestants are situated. You can also catch me on Wednesdays, Pit Bully from Tales from the Hood. Thursdays, you can catch me on Getting Lit with King of Diamonds. And Friday, you can catch me on Attack of the Zodiacs, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, new feature show on the Tag App. Shout out to the Bell Gang, shout out to the GQ, shout out to Napa. Juice boxes up in here.
Hello, everybody. Brief moment. I am Jenna Juice. I am the host of this here talk show, and those are my crazy friends in the comments. But you guys can find me every what? Can I hear it?
Saturday.
Come on,
Saturday.
Saturday at 10
Ain't no
p.m.
wrong.
Eastern. Listen, I'm gonna learn
Ain't no
y'all,
wrong.
okay? Every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Tagged App, y'all. Also, you can find me on Sundays with Wancho number right below me. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then every Tuesday for game nights. Lord. And then you can find me, I'm sure, in King of Diamonds Live every Thursday for Getting Lit, y'all. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight we are talking about Surviving Tag, the streamer's survival guide. So, we are all streamers here on the Tagged app, or some of us are kind of streamers. But at the end of the day, we all know that we all have goals here. We all have something in mind that brought us here, whether it was destiny, whether it was to make money, whether it was to become a top badge. We all have some sort of goal here on the app. So, my very first question for the night is going to be, what brought you to Tagged? What brought you to Tagged? And then we'll move on to the follow-up. But what brought you to Tag? Anybody can answer. Don't all jump at once.
No, like I said, one time.
Woo!
Ladies first? Okay.
Ladies first. That's what I was waiting on.
Oh, see this part don't count for ladies first. See, it's all no holds barred. Like, it's fair game.
What brought me to Tag really was I started on another platform. I had took a break. When I came back, things was kind of a little bit different. So I had a lot of people that I knew was on Tag, and I was like, well, let me come check it out. You know what I'm saying? See what it's about. And here I am. I'm still here.
So I originally came on tag for um the dating part of it. But when I came back this time around, it was because my husband was in the hospital and they would kick us out the ICU for 2 hours in the morning and in the evening. And I needed something to do to occupy my time, so I get on here and stream. And then I met cool people, and then when he did pass away, it just this was my way to vent to keep from being in my grief.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, well, when I first started, I think I was looking for that significant other that I can gel with pretty pretty cool on an everyday basis or on the regular. But when I came back to tag, came for the streaming, the badges and all that other good stuff, the prestigious and everything else just came along with it, the shows and all that.
I'm going to blame Moby because at the time we was driving together, and he drove nights and I drove days, and I used to like wake up to drive in the morning, and Mo used to have his phone like sitting on the steering wheel, just like talking it up, like literally just, hey, son, what you doing? What's going on? What's going? Hey, what's going? I'm like, yo, who are you talking to? Like for real, dude. And he showed it to me, and I ain't gonna lie, I started off as like a background dancer, like waving at the camera, and then everybody started asking me why I don't go live. So now I'm here, 4 years later.
So finally, it's down to me, huh? So I was looking for love in all the wrong places. No. But I got on here with intentions. I got on here with intentions to date, and that was even before I was married. I've been on this app for 16 years. So I got on here with intentions to date. End up getting off of here because it really wasn't my jam at the time. I was really just playing pets, and I think it was like Hood Wars or something like that, or whatever it was. And I ended up meeting a gentleman, got married, all that jazz. And then when I got divorced, I'm like, my mom. Speaking of the devil, um, I'll show you the
As the
world.
world,
And so are the days of our lives. And so my mom had met my pop on here on the app, and so I was like, yeah, let me try that again because she met a really nice man. So I was like, let me try that again. And I got on here, and I seen the live section. I was like, ooh, what is this? A piece of candy. And I went into this live, and I still remember it was Chase with the badge. And he just had all this energy. He was ripping and running and goofing around. And I'm like, what is this? And I just seen the comments. They were just moving. Like, when you went to a Top Badges live back in the day, like, the comments were moving so fast you could barely see them. Like, it honestly, like, it was like a gunny battle, but like that's how the comments were moving, and I was so intrigued. I was like, what is this? I was so excited about it. And honestly, my thoughts of dating on the app really were no longer. I really didn't even think about dating anymore because I was like, oh, I like this, but I was too scared to really stream. But that's really just what brought me to Tagged. I really was looking for love and then found streaming. So but the kind of the follow up question to this is, what are your goals? What's your end game? What is your goal here for Tagged?
I don't have one. Like tag is just for me. Tag is to meet awesome people that I can vibe with because I have social anxiety in real life, and then I know like if it ever gets too much on here, I can log out and I can detox and I can get my mentals together and I can come back and be ready to have fun all over again.
That sounds like a Hallmark answer.
I know, she just made me so happy inside. I was feeling good and warm. My insides was happy for a
I'm
minute.
sorry, I had to say that.
I felt really happy
That
inside
sounds
for
like a
you.
Hallmark.
I just want to pinch her
Oh,
cheek.
It's all in the cards.
You're right.
Just here to have fun and chill
Have
in the
fun
sun and
and
run
just
through the
have
dandelions.
joy. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. No.
Wow, that's what she said.
Ding.
Endgame for me really is just meeting people all over the world, and elevating, the business that we're trying to create. They're like, I'm a cultural type person. Like, I love different cultures, so meeting people all over the world is like, just seeing how their upbringing is, like what they got going on around the world, learning their languages, their food and stuff like that. That very much interests me. And like I said, the friendships, and then just building the business. Like, we have a business that we've been putting together in the background, and the hopes is, networking on here will help catapult that into something bigger.
Me, in my opinion, it turned into it was I came for one reason, but it blossomed into several other reasons. It turned into more of, people. I found people that I can hang with on a normal, that understand me, and vice versa. People, I mean, even on a business aspect, I mean, it's so many components that came in mind for me, to where it started for me as getting over a fear, because I used to have a fear of approaching women, and this was my outlet to get rid of that fear. After that, it became just meeting people and realizing how many different walks of life, had the same issues as you and what you go through on a daily basis. And so I just come every day as my normal getaway drug. So go ahead, Joey.
I'm calling you.
Can't get away from
Can't
your
get
love,
enough of
babe.
your love, babe.
Sorry, we had to. We had to.
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
Uh,
oh, go ahead. I just skipped you.
oh my. Yeah, as usual, you'll never remember. Did you
Never
answer?
fails.
Yeah. Me personally, I started off getting on here something to do to pass time. It grew to a journey that I wanted to get my top badge, and now where I'm at, I feel like where I'm at with it now, I really want to get back to like having fun on here. My end goal at the end of the day is for somebody to come to my live and be having a bad day and leave and have a better day. You know what I'm saying? Or I can make you forget about the bad day you had. So at the end of the day, it's more than a badge for me. I just want to be that person at the end of the day. Like, yo, I'm having a messed up day. Oh, G-Way's live. Let me go forget about this for a little while, 30, 45 minutes, whatever the case may be. So that's my end goal. I just want to be that changing factor.
Sure. You know what's crazy? When I started, I had the goal of having the featured show, and here I am, with a featured show 2 years later. I'm already just had the year anniversary, and and then I wanted the top badge, and I got that too, and so I really didn't know where to go from there. I really, at first I was like, well, what's next? I felt like I had hit a ceiling, like there's nothing after this. And, then I met someone without even looking, much like my mom, and, we have a business, and really, I guess just the end of the day, it really is just to grow from what I have now, to grow the business, to make it bigger than here. This to me is a ceiling, and I want to go beyond here. The sky's the limit, That's no shade to Tag, but I feel like my personality is bigger than life, and that this really stifles me to a just a smaller audience. You know what I'm saying? And so, at first, my goals, I met all of them, and it was just like, wow, where do I go from here? But my goal met me. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had no more goals, and so you don't realize like this app changes you, and it's not in a bad way, but it changes you in a way of like, dang, you come on here for one reason. That's kind of why I asked this question, because you don't realize you get on here for one reason, and then you have like, wow, just many reasons, or it just really changes the trajectory for you. Like a lot of people, you could talk about this app and they have no idea what you're talking about, but we're in this world. It's like a whole like underground world of streaming that a lot of people don't know about, and we all have these goals in mind that and they change. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You haven't missed much. We still have a lot more to discuss. We just discussed what brought you to Tag and what are your goals. But I want to change. Excuse me. But now I want to talk to the newcomers. So when you get on this app and you're bright and sunny and you got the little fluffy bunny tail and you're so excited to start and be a streamer and they haven't got to you yet. Well, this is for y'all. So this one is for y'all who are bright and bushy and ready to get started, y'all. But I want to hear some tips for new streamers. This is the question. What are some tips for new streamers and some Tag do's and don'ts that you guys have learned along the way so far?
Make sure you be covered up.
Number one, you got to have a thick skin for this. You are in the social metaverse. Number one. This is a place where anybody can reinvent themselves in the confines of their own home. Do not believe everything you see or hear on here. I'm sorry, I can go on for days with this, but let me shut up for a second.
Don't drink and Tag.
I'm trying.
Amen, Mom. Amen.
Not the
Old Spice.
My real piece of advice would be to stay in your own lane, because sometimes mixing lanes will get you in world trouble you do not want to be in. Just until you get to meet solid people, just run your own race.
And that would be mine too. Mine would be more so, be yourself. Start off as yourself. As Midnight said, you can't reinvent yourself, but I guarantee if you reinvent yourself, somebody's going to expose the real you. So your best bet is to be yourself at all times. Don't worry about what other people say. Have a thick skin. There are going to be trolls that's going to come in and say, if you're a female, you look like a man. If you're a man, then you like men. Whatever the case may be, they're going to say whatever they got to say to bring you down. So you got to have thick skin and keep your circle small. At the end of the day, keep your circle small. Don't go around messing with every top badge you see, because every top badge is not for you. You gotta stick with people that match your vibe, that match your persona, that match what you're trying to do. So
yeah, I agree with that panel. For the most part, I think everybody hit all the key points. Be unapologetically you. There's no other way to put it. There's so much going on through the app and in front of you, and in the side view and the rear view, and you can't let nobody stifle you. Whatever your mission is, you gotta stay true to that. Whatever. And keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? You can't let nobody deal you or tell you that you have to be one way or another way. Like you said, if someone doesn't agree with what you got going on, stay true to what you believe in and keep it moving.
Facts.
What you had to say, Midnight?
And And last but not least, the mod bot is a hater. You will realize the mod bot is a hater. Just
Honestly, he's not a hater if you're doing your due diligence for the most part. Now there'll be moments, but I feel like as long as you're keeping yourself straight and you're not doing things that you shouldn't be doing for the most part, okay? Because never mind. We'll just leave that for later. But I definitely agree with all of them. Always be true to yourself. Ride your own wave, because I'm gonna tell you, if you get on here trying to ride the coattails of everybody, you're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna lose yourself in it. And I feel like that is one of the biggest mistakes that people do on here, is they get on here following the leader and they lose themselves in it. You know what I'm saying? I thank you for taking the words out of my to thy own self be true. I always just say, ride your own wave. You're the streamer here. You know what I'm saying? Create something that you love and run with it. Wancho's an artist. G-Way raps and loves music, and he's a trucker. Like, everyone has their own thing. So utilize what you're good at and create something beautiful. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, they get on here and they're like, oh, well, I want to be like them or whatever. No, be yourself. Be yourself, because you are what people love. Like, people are going to interact with you. They love you for you. So if you're trying to be someone else, you're going to forget to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? You eventually that mask is going to fall off. People are going to know, like, that's not really you. Don't get on here to be some actress. Get on here and be yourself, because I promise you, it used to be in my bio when I first got on here. Always be yourself. Come as your true self. Because at the end of the day, if that mask falls, they're going to be like, well, now who are you? So now after that, everything after you say after that is going to feel like a lie. People will be able to tell the genuinity after a while. Now, they might be able to, your mama, they might be able to, you know, not recognize it at first. They might be able to, you know, like, shield themselves from it and be like, oh, okay. But eventually you're gonna really reveal that you are not who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? So just be true to yourself. You know, don't let people bring you down. Don't let people take what you are from you. I'm going to tell you, people love me for exactly who I am. Yes, I'm goofy. Yes, I cuss sometimes. Yes, I am probably not a perfect person, but people love me for my certain reasons. Just the way people love G-Way for certain reasons. People love Wancho for certain reasons. We all have our own personalities, so always be yourself. Tag do's and don'ts. Don't get on here thinking that you're gonna take over the world, because I promise you, everyone gets on here thinking, I'm gonna change it, I'm gonna do. You could change it for yourself. Be that small stone that causes a ripple that creates a wave. I got on here really, I wanted to create change. I didn't realize once I made my goal, set my goal of what I wanted to do, I wanted to create something to help people. That's how I have my show. But one thing you don't want to do is think that you're going to be able to change everybody, that everyone's going to like you. You're not for everybody. Find your tribe, your vibe.
you're not
your
everybody's
tribe.
cup of tea.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like when you try to be what everyone wants you to be, you really are untrue to yourself, and in the end, you're going to be the one hurting, like, dang, now I'm a prisoner to what everybody wants me to be, and I forgot what I wanted to do on here. So here you are running around, doing what everybody wants you to do, and then you've lost yourself. Don't lose yourself in this. Don't lose yourself in this. Seriously. Do, however, create content, y'all. Create content. Of course, yep, the shots for jets thing, I'm sure that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, people are not going to come to you every day to give you shots for jets, okay? That's not
Remember
content.
those days.
Not saying if that's your thing, boo-boo, by all means. But create content. That's what we're here for. We're streamers. This is a community to create content. Find something you love and utilize it. I cannot stress that enough. Find something you love and utilize it. Whether it's art, whether it's music, whatever it is, get on here. Let's have fun again. Like, that's one thing I wanted to do, was start to have fun again. I created my alter ego, Hetty White. If y'all have seen her, y'all know her, y'all love her. That is my alter ego. That is why I created Hetty White, was to start to make people laugh again. So I had fun with it again, because I had lost in myself the fun on here. I was like, dang, like, I'm not having fun again. I'm not liking this. I want to get off of here. And I was having all these feelings. I'm like, what can I do? And it just dink, and I just created this other person. And so really just have fun on here. I won't say don't take it seriously if you're a serious streamer, but don't take it so serious that it overtakes your life outside of here. So for that, my biggest goal is to have some sort of separation outside of here too. Have something that you love to do outside of here also. So, do you guys have anything to add to tag do's and don'ts?
Don't feel like you have to give everybody. Because that's how I got caught up in a lot of mess.
Just Lord.
I would like to say, don't play the inbox game. It will bite you in the butt. Don't play that inbox game.
Facts.
There you go. Well said, Navi.
Not
I got to feel if you pop in somebody's live, speak. Even if that's all you do is just say hi and then leave. Just don't not speak.
This lurking will get you the boot.
Have manners. Have manners. Do
You should
have
twerk.
manners. If you go into a room, are you gonna walk? If you're going to, okay, just think of it this way: you're gonna go to your grandmama's house, walk past your grandma, and say hello to the dog. I don't think so. You're gonna greet your grandmother first. Have etiquette. Think about how you would want someone to treat you. When you go into a live, say hello. It is so easy. I promise you. Even if you are maybe in a featured show, make sure you say hello to the host first. Just a little bit of etiquette.
If you reference somebody's name, make sure you're putting out accurate information.
Mm-hmm.
Ding.
I love it here.
Anything else?
I would say, don't be so narcissistic. Don't be so narcissistic. People hate a person that loves to be in tune with themselves. Like, I know I do personally.
Don't take the app so serious. Like Jen said, have fun. But at the end of the day, when we close them X's out, all that seriousness ain't it. Real life is more important.
Oh, I forgot. Don't be creepy. Don't be weird.
Don't
be
drink the
X-Files.
punch. Don't drink the punch, okay? It don't end well, I promise you. There's about 500 people that can tell you the truth. But if you
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
don't drink the Kool-Aid. But if y'all are just pulling up,
Because a lot of people
all
have
jokes
that
aside,
stop sign up ahead at the outer limit.
if y'all are
The
just
Twilight
pulling
Zone.
up, that's okay. You guys have not missed much. We still have a lot more to discuss. We just discussed what brought you to tag, what are your goals, tips for new streamers, do's and don'ts. But now we're gonna change direction, Lord, and get some laughs. The next question is, what is your best troll story? And then if you have a bad one, how do you avoid them, and what do you do so they don't affect you? But the first part, what is your favorite troll story?
I got one. When I first started, I had a troll named Stacy. She still comes to my live to this day. She is blue as a snow cone. She's been kicked out 50 million hundred of times, but she is always there at the end of my views. If I go through, I'm going to see Stacy. And one day, Stacy came to my live and said, G-Way, you are one interesting fellow. And I was like, you've been here for the last 2 years and ain't never said nothing. Now you want to speak? And she was like, "Yeah, I just want to let you know you're interesting." And she threw me 2 jets and went right back to trolling me, and ain't said nothing since. She still comes to my live to this day and will not say hello, how you doing, how your mama doing, but she is there every single live. That is the craziest troll story I got.
She went G's way and no way. Nobody else's way.
That's creepy. She's probably here right now. That's creepy.
Hi, Stacy. I heard your mom has got it going on, actually. Ding.
I'll be mad if that's my mom.
I only have one. Like, there's only one weird thing on here that happened to me. But I was reading, it was one night I decided to read erotic stories. And it was about 40 to 60 people showed up. And this one guy, as I'm reading the stories, this one guy gets in the box and actually tells me how he feels as I'm reading the stories. And I'm like, I am a boy. I'm a man, dude. No, we're not. No. It's not gonna. So I took down the box.
I bet you did.
That mine was more trippy. No, dude, I don't swing that way. I'm on the other side of the fence.
It's Blue's face for me right now. It's so disassociated.
I already know Blue's mindset right now. Like,
I don't even know what to follow that up with. Like,
right. What about you?
Like I said, mine was weird. It wasn't funny, hee hee ha ha. No, it was like,
oh my God.
why are you here?
What about you, Blue? Do you have any good trolls?
I have the traditional trolls, but they leave and they get kicked out and get a tour of the hallway and they don't come back. I'm mean to the trolls. I am. I like messing with them. I will talk noise to the trolls until the trolls get mad and want to leave on their own.
I do it too. I go lie.
I take it as a challenge here for real with the trolls.
I've actually made a troll like
Troll.
I trolled a troll until they were like, "Why are you being so mean to me?" I'm like, "Really?"
Right. I thought that was your job.
Right. Jeez. Do a better job. What about
Be
you?
a better troll. I'm the one that did that. Like, you are a horrible troll. I'm gonna need you to go back to troll school and learn the lessons because you ain't doing it.
What about you, Wancho?
I can't really think of like any good or bad stories. I mean, we all kind of get the trolls here and there, whether it be someone that's hopping in the date box showing their stuff or
Right.
saying wild stuff in the comments or, you know, whatever it is I haven't really necessarily had nothing just like outlandish or anything like that like grab my attention, whether it be a laugh or most of the trolls to me just kind of be dry. The ones that I be coming across, they be real dry. I'm like,
They're
you
not
copy
creative as they
pasting,
used to
like
be.
you're not even taking the time to really even put no effort into your trolling. Like it is, it's
My
lacking.
favorite ones in your live, I think, are
Like
the
she
ones
said,
got
go back to
lazy.
troll school.
I feel like my
They're
favorite
lazy.
ones in his live are the ones they just get in the box and stare.
Yo,
I don't know why, but that's what they do
goodness.
all the time. Or our favorite friend, Fred. Poor Fred.
I've seen somebody do that before. They
get
just
that all the time.
went in there and
And they just stare, and I'm like,
they just stared in the yeah, he stared in the box like he had a fresh new haircut. You know that, yeah.
I really,
Yeah.
let me see if,
You know, I'm like, no, dude. No.
I'm glad I've never had that happen.
I've actually seen a guy in a certain live. He actually tried to fill out an application to be a troll, and it went completely
I'm like,
south.
shit.
Yeah, he was trying to be a personal troll for when somebody come in there doing crazy stuff in the live. He was gonna troll them back, and it did not go right at all.
Du Bois.
So
He didn't know the basic steps of trolling.
they need help sometimes. So my favorite troll story, actually, I wish he was here right now because his name probably would be Red Room Daddy. But he is my favorite troll, you guys. He actually was my troll become best friend, y'all. His name is Ty. I'm sure if any of y'all have been on the app for a length of time, you've probably seen one of his many names. But is one of my very best friends on here and one of my biggest supporters. He started out a troll and literally became one of my best friends. Like, I'll go into lives and they'll be like, "Oh my God, are you Ty's Jen and Juice?" And they'll love me just because of how much he talks about me and how much he adores me. You would never think that someone who's a troll, but it's because I like the trolls sometimes, the good trolls. If you're funny and you're just joking, you know what I'm saying? When you're not, you're not vulgar or you're not trying to hurt or harm someone. Now, he trolls me, don't get me wrong. He will tell some of my business and get on my head, but to me it's all in fun, it's all in love, you know what I'm saying? But he is honestly, that's my favorite troll story because he went troll turned friend, and I'll never ever forget him. He was actually the very first when I got my badge. He was the very first. I saved it all the way until I got him to get in my box. I saved my very first top badge jet just for him. That's how much I love and adore him. But he is honestly one of my biggest fans, y'all. I'm sure at some point, if you're ever in my life, you've met Ty or one of his many names that I cannot name right now in a featured show. Many names. And I'm sure if you've been around me, he's also trolled you in love for me. Each and two of you guys, at least, I know he's trolled. But that's one of my that's my favorite troll story. But to the second part, how to avoid them and what do you do so they don't affect you? Honestly, I really don't tend to avoid them because as you see earlier in the show, I just kind of say your mama because sometimes I gotta have a little fun, Lord, because if I gotta take something out on somebody, I might as well take it out on someone who deserves it.
90%, but 90% of the time, if you stand up to a troll, you'll break them.
Oh,
and they end up actually being
honestly,
cool.
I've made like a troll almost cry before. Honestly, and it's not because I'm a mean person, but I feel like if you're gonna come in here and try to troll me, at least be a good one and have something good to say, or because the whole fat joke thing don't happen. So I have this whole saying I do, and then they're like, "Dang!" I've even in a verse had someone troll me face to face, and I finally started going in on them. I was like, "Boy, big head, boy." I kind of went at him. He was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Oh no, we don't do sorry now." You started. Look, I just got ready. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. So I'll troll you back. But honestly, a lot of times, if you really don't want to interact with the troll, the best thing to do is just, I do the whole thing, yes. But honestly, the best way is to just act like you don't even see it. Act like you don't even see it. And then remove yourself. You don't even have to say nothing to your bouncers even. Just act like you don't even see it, especially if it's something like a negative. Honestly, when earlier here in the show, I had a very negative troll in the comments. I just pretended not to see it. Because it's like pointing out, because look, the squeakiest wheel gets the oil, right? So they're going to keep going until they see that they affected you. But if you have no effect, they're just going to go away. Or they'll just get kicked by someone and now it's gone. But the best way, honestly,
We had a troll on my show yesterday.
Yeah.
He came back on 12 pages.
Oh, yeah, we've had that happen too. Yes.
Like, what is going on?
But honestly, the best way is if you don't want to interact with them, because I honestly, see, there you go. Honestly, the best way is either to troll them back or just completely ignore their existence because, I'm sure their father left them on a Tuesday.
Why didn't you leave them in here?
But
I was gonna eat his lunch.
But just to keep it positive, y'all, I'll just say ignore them. But if y'all are just pulling up, you're late, like really late. But that's okay. You guys have not missed much, y'all. We still have a little bit more to discuss. We just discussed What brought you to tag? What are your goals? Tips for new streamers? Your troll story? But now I want to get back to the little more serious side. As we know that tag can be really taxing. It can take a toll on your mental health. It can take a toll on your personal life. It can take a toll on your relationship if you're in a relationship. It can affect everything. Ooh. It can affect everything in your surroundings if you let it. With that being said, I know that I've been here at this point. But was there ever a time that you wanted to quit tagged, and what kept you going?
Every other day. And I get threatened by people telling me I can't leave.
Every other day. Good God.
Well, dang.
Or if I try to deactivate it, it'll say something going wrong. Try again later. I'm like, oh Lord, even tag won't let me leave.
People like him.
Wow.
Send the devil
I
a
mean,
enemy.
The devil is a lie, Lord.
Ain't he?
I was like,
I haven't got that feel from tagged yet, but because
Just hold on to your
the people, some of the people, quite a few people that I've met here, I've messed with them generally. I cut for them, you know. So it's like I see an everyday friend or something, you know. Hey, what's going on? What's I'm having a stuttering complex right now. Excuse me. Sorry.
I wouldn't say it's like every other week or every other day, but I definitely have had my moments where I felt like, I'm done with this. Like it's too much. Like whether it be someone popping off saying, something in regards to me and not telling the full story, or when I got my feature show and people are going around saying that I stole someone's feature show. Like I don't understand how I could steal someone's talent when it's my own talent, but okay, make that make sense. But things like that really just kind of it kind of deers you a little bit. Like, man, like I really put a lot into this, and you're telling me that I don't deserve it because you think I stole this from who? Like for what reason would I have a reason to steal someone else's show, content, anything? Like I'm a creative person. I don't need to steal anybody's anything. So
Even if you did copycat somebody's show idea, there is a McDonald's and a Burger King right across from each other on every other corner in the hood. There's always going to be somebody that's doing something like you, but you just got to be better. Because regardless of whether you stole somebody's idea or not, they're not getting the awards you're getting. So obviously you better at it. Don't even worry about it.
We was voted most creative. I'm just gonna say that, so y'all can say what y'all want. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, his McDonald's was definitely generating that Wi-Fi. It was definitely generating that Wi-Fi. There has been times I wanted to quit.
Or Wi-Fi.
Right, Wi-Fi. Why?
Wi-Fi.
There's been times I've been wanting to quit. I ain't even gonna lie. At one point, I was pushing for my badge so hard that like every little thing that somebody was telling me I had to do, I did. It's like, oh, you gotta do a gunny battle. I did one. Oh, you gotta get a background. I made one in a truck. You gotta get a show. I came up with like 4 or 5 of them. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You gotta go to the gunnies live a lot more. I did everything, and it was like at a certain point, I got fed up. And I was like done with the app, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was Top Badge Destiny and Top Badge Trap that actually talked me into like sticking around and like sticking it out. They're like, don't give up, just keep doing what you're doing at the end of the day. So I thank them for that.
So, I too have wanted to quit tag many times just so I could beat some of you up and not get in trouble for it. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I remember when I got sick, I was really at a point of I didn't feel like I could do it anymore. Like I was so exhausted. I was sick. I was going through a lot of medical testing. I was going through a lot of stuff. And I was at a point where I was like, I just don't think I could do it anymore. But I also had the idea for the show, or I was doing my show, and that's honestly what kept me going. Um, it really pushed me to keep going. And I have a friend on here, King of Diamonds, and he really was in the background pushing me to keep going. And then I pushed through it until I finally got the show. It took me a really long time. See, a lot of y'all with shows now really didn't. I'm not gonna no shade, but you didn't have to take as long as it took me. Like shows weren't, just here's a set plan, da 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 da. It took me months to develop. Like 6 to 9 months. I can't remember exactly what it was, but to get my show
About
featured,
that time.
it was very hard.
It was
to
almost
get
a
your show
year.
featured.
It was
Yeah.
almost a
It
year.
was almost a year, and I went through everything. Like everyone they were doing things against me. They were reporting me. I had people just going through a lot of stuff to try to get me off the app and try to keep me from getting my show featured, try to get me from keeping a badge, and it really just weighed on me to the point I wanted to get off here. But then, I persevered and kept going. But then again, when I was going for my badge, I got through everything else. I was going, I was going for my badge. I had went through so many things. I had lost, a lot of people lost me, and I got right down to the cusp of the badge, and I had just had surgery. You know what I'm saying? I had just had surgery, and I just felt it was too much. Like it was too much. I felt like I was like, man, I can't. And Wancho, really honestly, he came into my life. I don't know who is. I think it's you. I'm just gonna say it's you. But Wancho had came into my life and really showed me. See, I knew it was. Had showed me the meaning of what support really was. And I don't mean diamonds, but like he came in, I'm like, dang, he runs my comments, he comes into my show, and he does this, he does support, he knows how to pop your live off, like all these things. He really knew what it was to support someone. And until then, like I really was at that point again. Like I've been at many times ready to quit the app, and just even having some of you who have been to my show like, man, your show does this, your show saved me, your show this, all these things. Like those really are the things that keep me going, is just to hear the feedback from people who I've helped along the way. And just friends even being like, well, do you know what you do for the the tag community? Do you know what you do for even me as a person? And it's like, you don't realize how many lives you touch being on this app. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think that's really what has kept me here, is just knowing that, my goal of changing the world and one small step at a time, and even if it is just as small as this app, that really is what keeps me going. Do y'all have anything else to say? We good?
No, I think you hit it. I agree. Like the people around you, if they not uplifting you and pushing you to keep going, then you might want to reevaluate that situation. Because I know, like you said, like the people in our circle, the times when I'm like, man, I'm done with the show, I'm done with the app, and they're like, we need you. We wake up to you in the morning, and you get our day started and things like. When you hear things like that, or even I don't know if she's still in here, but Nurse Bay, her daughter is like, I watch your show on YouTube and I pick up techniques and stuff like that. So to hear something like that from a little kid that, she can't even be, on the app, but she hears me through her mom's phone, and she's excited to see the show when it comes on. So I think just like little feedback like that, the way you touch people and change lives, like that's what really keeps the motivation to keep going.
So if y'all are just pulling up, you're late, very late, like so late that you almost missed the whole thing, but that's okay. Y'all haven't missed everything. We still have a little bit more to discuss. We just discussed what brought you to tag, what are your goals, tips for new streamers, best troll story, and then we got a little bit serious and talked about the thoughts of leaving the app. A lot has changed in 13 years. We saw. Amen, Mom. As you see, the trolls are out tonight.
Definitely.
I think it's a full moon, or maybe I'll leave that for after the
It's
feature
bad
film.
troll, baby. That's it. It's all.
But lastly, I want to discuss what you've learned. What is the biggest lesson you've learned from Tagged? Would you do anything differently if given the chance to start over? What is the biggest lesson you've learned? Would you do anything differently if
Don't don't trust everybody. The biggest thing I've learned is once a flipper, always a flipper.
Everybody ain't your friend.
Fact.
And just because they say they don't care about the diamonds, they care about the diamonds. A lot of them. Not everybody. Some people that really do mean they want the genuine, the people that come chill. But for most people, it is all about the diamonds. And if you get caught up in that, it's, ooh.
You're on here for the wrong reasons. Because trust me, if I was on here for the diamonds, I wouldn't be doing this very show right now. Okay, we don't get paid for this.
Right.
So did your mom.
Your mama. Another thing I would tell somebody is everybody ain't like you. You know, everybody don't think like you. Everybody don't have the same intentions as you have. You know what I'm saying? And if you do find somebody that has the same intentions as you are one in the few, and you are lucky. But everybody does not think like you, especially when it comes to gifting. Everybody does not think like you think.
Be beautiful.
And another thing I learned is keep your personal separate from this app. Gotta have a balance. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about because it's a platform for you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. But keep some kind of distinction between personal life
Privacy,
and
especially
app.
like everybody doesn't have to know your every move detail of your life.
Especially like doing this kind of show, I give you guys a lot of personal information, but I give you just enough that I also still have anonymity on my end. That's why I don't stream outside my streaming area. If anybody has ever noticed, you never see me out and about. You never see me out to eat. You never see me because I have to have some sort of separation from here. I feel like you have to have some sort of privacy in some sense, and my privacy is I don't stream outside my streaming area. Now, the closest I've came is honestly when I had surgery and I, streamed from bed, honestly. But I think that I agree. And definitely, I also agree with that everyone's not your friend. Even if they appear to be your friend, listen twice, speak once. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, definitely watch the hand that feeds you too. Here comes midnight, I think. Yeah.
And I also learned it's okay to cut people off.
Facts. Everybody ain't meant for you.
And even if they were meant for you at one point, you can't take everybody on every leg of the journey with you. Some people have to fall off in order for you to elevate. So it's okay to cut people off. It's not about being disloyal because sometimes you have to do what's best for you, and sometimes what's best for you does not fit into what's best for other people's idea of what's best for you.
Agree. What was your biggest lesson learned from Tagged Midnight?
Eat every day.
Watch who you associate yourself with. Watch who you associate yourself with. Well, watch what you say to people because it might just come back to you in a major way.
I agree.
Don't tell everybody your business.
Oh yeah, and don't give out content ideas because people will steal that so quick. Lord, I have a big mouth sometimes, so I had to learn to quit talking so much and shut up. Don't talk so much. Shut up. Sometimes it's okay to shut up. What would I do differently if given the chance to start over? Honestly, I would stay to myself more. And that don't mean I wouldn't make friends, but I would definitely cultivate my own circle and not listen. I would find out things for myself more than listening to other people because people lead you down a path. I think that I would have just learned for myself more than and stop giving out the sauce for free. Sorry, stop giving out the sauce for free.
If I had to do something differently, I would say I wouldn't have got on here gifting for friends. 'Cause if you see my level, I got on here literally trying to give to be people's friends. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I was looking for friendship. I was looking for acceptance. I was looking for notoriety. You know, my place on whoever's board. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to spend money to be somebody's friend. And to be honest with you, more people are more reluctant to give you money when they find out you really are their friend or you really have their best interest at heart.
Agreed. But
Yeah.
when you hear that sound, that means we are at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat question is now left up to the fate of the audience. Yes. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram to look out for that hot seat question post. Right now is the time to enter in the comments who on the panel you in the audience want to answer tonight's question before I reveal it. Go ahead and enter now. Gentle. That's crazy.
Gentle.
Gentle. Oh!
Gentle. There you go.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Gentle. Oh, I know you lying. I know you lying. Well, I think the people have spoken. Both of us. You must be lonely because you keep coming back, so you must be a real fan. Thanks for being a fan of the Red Room Talk. You can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Tagged app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Brought to you by Tyco.
Hey, fuck with it.
What, they turn every Wednesday?
Saturday.
So, this week, Snowbuns wrote in and asked, how do you keep your streaming life and your private life separate? This is actually a perfect question for us. Perfect question.
Go ahead, go first. You know.
Oh, no, sir. I'm the
lady go first.
I'm the host.
I'll let you go first.
What I say goes. So.
Nah, I mean, really, we just really kind of came up with a schedule, more so that works for us. You know, I got a regular job. You know what I'm saying, for the troll down there that's talking about get a real job. Most of us on the panel got real jobs. So, you know, talk what you know what you're talking about, which is not much, obviously. And then, you know, between having kids and all that, we just try to find a way to balance it that works best for us. I don't think there's really a blueprint to say that it's going to be one way or the other. You got to figure out what works best for you and your partner. Like, I know some people are night owls, some people are morning people, they're early risers, and you know, I'm an early riser. I'm up probably about 4:30 in the morning, you know, getting my day started. Yes. I'll get my coffee. So when you guys are seeing me live in the morning, I've already been up a few hours. You know what I'm saying? I've already been up a few hours. So money ain't waiting on me. So, you know what I'm saying? I try to get to it the best way I can. And then just finding that downtime, you know what I'm saying, to do things outside the app. You know, we got some things planned that we're going to be doing soon, some trips and stuff like that where we're going to be taking, you know, beach, caverns, things like that. And then just, you know, having the time to just like cook and listen to music or watch movies and stuff like that. Like just you gotta find other things to do outside of the app. Like yeah, we're dating on the app and that's like a huge part of our life, but we have real lives outside of the app too. So you just gotta remember that you have a real life outside of the app and don't be consumed by it.
I agree.
Facts.
Um, Honestly, for me, I to kind of add to it, you're gonna be watching The Notebook. Hey, now don't be mind your business, mom. Okay, mind your business. And your mama doesn't do nothing but you know what? Anyways, but like I said earlier, I don't stream outside of my streaming area. And honestly, him and I, we have so many discussions outside of here about, we have boundaries here with the app. What we talk about, what we don't talk about, how we respect each other with the app, things like that. And I think that really helps keep our streaming life and our private life separate too, is just having that communication outside the app. You know what I'm saying? So I think that really for me is just like huge, is to keep it separate, is just stay within the streaming area for me. Um, yeah, staying within the streaming area for me, and not really going outside of that. And that's not saying I would probably never do that, but I feel like I have to have some sort of separation because I give so much of my life to this app that I have to have some sort of separation. Now, anyone who knew me before knew that I was a 24/7, 365, even on Christmas, birthdays, everything. I was a streamer all the time, but I never thought that I would ever turn into a morning streamer. But as it goes, I actually changed that, and I'm not up until the wee hours of the morning anymore. You have to have some sort of healthy life because it wasn't healthy. I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't getting the proper sleep. So now I'm an early riser every day. I get up at 6:30 on the dot every morning. You know what I'm saying? And your mama sucks. So. But if y'all are just pulling up, it's almost over, y'all. Thank God. But tonight's topic was surviving tagged as a streamer survivor guide. You're definitely late, but don't fret. You can find us every week on YouTube, which you guys can find in my bio. And please go subscribe, y'all. But now I'd like to wrap up the show with this quote because we come to a place of healing because we need some healing after stuff like that. But this week's quote is, build it and they will come. Only works in the movies. Social media and streaming is a build it, nurture it, engage, and they may come and stay. Seth Godin. Y'all, this has been the Red Room Talk. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. But as it goes, we are very polite here in the Red Room yet again. So Blue, go ahead and give us your outro. Let us know what you got going on. And then after that, we can have a smoke break after this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Team Gentile.
That's okay.
That's okay.
All right, so
Gentile.
I'm GQ.
I love it, y'all. I love it here. Team
I am
Gentile.
GQ. OG Blue. Like I said, I stream in the mornings from about 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Before I go to work for the troll that said we all need to get jobs. But in any other time, you catch me wherever you see the gold crown. I agree with midnight, whichever side you're on. I'm not going to say you can catch me in this man's live or wherever you see, like I said, the gold crown.
It's your boy Midnight. Catch me when you catch me.
At 11:59.
AKA 11:59. Yes. Yes.
I want your number. You can catch me every Saturday before the Red Room Talk at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pour It On. You can catch me on Sunday for Soul Food Sunday with Gin and Juice. This week's it's in my live, y'all, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be on the screen together.
Together for the
Then you can catch me again on Tuesday with Gin and Juice for our game night. It's Versa style. We do trivia, riddles, and we do emoji charades, and we're adding another element this coming week, y'all, for all you music enthusiasts. So make sure y'all tap in for that. And other than that, you can catch me in the mornings or whenever I pop on.
Of course, it's G Way or No Way, aka Mr. Triple Threat, because I'm on 3 feature shows back to back. You can catch me Thursday at 9 with Getting Lit. You can catch me Friday Attacking the Zodiacs at 10. You can catch me here on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Gin and Juice. You can catch me Laugh on the Thrones with Florida's Finest. Multiple of other shows. If I have to beat up one of my co-hosts, I'm probably going to do that because I want my sports show back. With that being said, it's G-Way No Way. And I'm
And I'm sure your mother wasn't trying to see you either. That's probably why she swallowed. Anyways, I am Jenny Juice. I am the host of this very show right here, right now, every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can find me at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure y'all be there or be square. It'll be our very first time on the camera together for Soul Food Sunday, y'all. The topic is going to be Adventures of Jen Cho, Welcome Home. So make sure y'all tap in for that. Yes, yes, yes. So make sure y'all tap in for that tomorrow. And then, of course, Tuesday game nights. And then make sure y'all tap in with King of Diamonds on Thursdays at 9, y'all. But y'all, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here tonight. I know we had a troll here tonight, but, you know, we know that we forgive him for he knows not what he does, and we know that his father left him on a Tuesday. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little ditty and then we can get up out of here.
not the Diddy.
I don't know.
Father left us on a Tuesday, Stuart.
I'll be right back because I can't see G-Way or Wancho. I can't see G-Way or Wancho, so I'll be right back. But
Your Wi-Fi sucks.
I know.
It's
Thank
a
you for
no-fi.
reminding me.
It's a no-fi. I don't even like waffles. I don't like waffles.
Hey, was I trolling you? Was I trolling you? Thank you. Okay, leave me alone. I ain't do nothing to you. Okay.
Did you even see the troll, or would it go? Anyways,
Yeah,
we'll end it right there.
I wanted to say something so